the minus accuracy for these systems is really unexciting to me. Like this position. My issue with missiles is you have to pay a cost of ammo, right? So like, let's compare 2 pulses to SRMs, right? So what are we actually getting out of SRMs? And also, what SRMs could we run? So we've got one clan streak, which is nice. It's doing 48 damage. Pulse is doing 33. So it does about 50% more damage than a pulse at a SRM 6. But weighs 50% more, does about 50% more damage. Generates quite a bit less heat. But I don't want to waste this. I don't want to waste a 270 optimal on a pulse bolt. The pulses are going to be closer. We could look for something closer range. Streak 2s maybe. 210 optimal. SRM 2s are optimal 180. That's pretty perfect for us. What do the clan ones do compared to a regular SRM 2? I don't know. We only get 2 launchers though. What about the streak 4s? 210. 210's a little bit more reasonable. Don't forget we gotta put ammo on them. What do the 6s do? The base 6s are 180 accuracy. 180 optimal. They aren't streaked though. Do we have SRM ammo? Got an SRM double ammo. And the LKs. So another downside of mixed weapon systems is AMS, right? So you beat AMS by overwhelming it. But it is an interesting consideration. Do we want to use these missile slots? I kind of like the rocket idea. I don't mind these. Getting ammo out of my core means I don't have to fucking protect it. But it's worth considering. Also worth considering, by the way, are these medium chem lasers for heat. They're not pulse, which kind of sucks. Alright, where were we? We were getting distracted. We need to figure out the rest of our ECM stuff, and then we're probably what it looks like, we're gonna have to downgrade the weapons, which kind of sucks. But I want to go through the rest of the stuff. So we got our exchanger on, we got our heat bank on. We're looking at ECM. We got to get heat under control as well. So what ECM can we run here? It has an Angel ECM on it. How do I feel about Angel ECMs? Angel ECMs are not granting 3. This feels like it might be better on the mid-range guy. So the benefit of Angel ECM is its jammer strength of 5 and the jammer radius, which was fucking huge, right? 360 jammer radius, which is really nice. The downside is it has less direct ECM. Also has reduced sensor signature and reduced visibility, which is really nice if you're running stealth boats, which we don't get to do with this, but does stack with the ace piloting ability, or the super ace piloting ability. That's an interesting decision between the Guardian and that. So this is where I need to track my fucking E-War. Anyone remember what the other ones are running? Shit. Remember when I said at the beginning, like before we started fitting this, I'm like, we really got to track our E-War. We need to go track our E-War, chat, for real. Like for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. It's alright. We knew we were going to be doing a long mech day today. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, we need to move time forward 2 days. We also need to take a quick look around. Alright, where is our E-War as it stands right now? Red button is running. Red button's got a Beagle probe. Why? So red button's got Guardian ECM. All right, let's take a look at this. Clan Guardian. So why Beagle Probe? Beagle Probe giving us sensor range, sensor sight range. Sight range is really useless on this mech since it melees shit. Increased sensor range is also useless on this because it doesn't care. Countering ECM or stealth by 2 is relevant. Feels like not a great guy to be running that. What does this thing do? 5% sensor range, 5% in sight range. Counters ECM stealth by 4. Bonus of sensor detection. Increased lance sensor range in C3 aura. Increased lance sight range in C3 aura. Takes sensors, active probe, and C3 slave. Which is actually a pretty nice upgrade here. This guy is sometimes not in range to do much though. Is it time to move this onto the red button? Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, that brings up an interesting question, Ursus. Is it better to have the longer range jamming on the front or the back? A part of me says the back. I mean, I guess the front means we hit targets we wouldn't hit otherwise with it. I mean, this guy's not going to be in the front, though. This guy almost always hangs out until the end, then moves in. So the question is on this one here, on this sensor sentinel here. This needs to be... I think there's a strong urge to do that. I need to see the ECM. I need to see my line breaker. So we need to run... Damn, I can't get to the line breaker, though, for 2 more days. For 4 days to look at it. I wish I could look at mechs that were mid-progress just to look at them. What did we end up putting on the mid-range? Don't remember that either. All right, we're moving 2 days forward for sure. So it's 7 to 8, right? That's 7. And that's 8.
Network orders complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say so.
Fuck you, game. Are you kidding me? Stop rolling through my days. Fuck. Gotta have shit queued up when that happens, I guess. Yeah, I hate that, Orange. It needs to not roll through my days like that. I was looking for 8 and panicked when I saw 1, thinking it skipped 8, but it's a 7-day week. So 8 is 1. But that was 2. We went to 2 there, which means I lost a day. I didn't lose a pure day of mech time because the mech time was repairing 1, but I missed a day. That would be a day longer before we could run missions. Oh, fuck you, Roguetech. I do hate how it does this shit. Okay. So what ECM gear are we trying to spread out then? We've got C3 Master. We've got whatever the fucking thing was right there. It's like the C3 Slave Composite. We've got Guardian ECM, which still remains our best actual accuracy cloaking. We've got the whatever the other one is, the one we're just looking at, the Angel ECM. And then we have range and sight locks. Equipment. Okay. Gets complicated though, doesn't it? Like, I mean, granted, I'm min-maxing the fuck out of this, and I enjoy this. This is fun for me, so I'm happy to go in depth. But it gets complicated juggling all of our gear. So the talk about the range of the Angel is this, right? The front range, the very front line stuff is the most vulnerable to enemy fire. It's the squishiest. It's going to get hit the most, so it needs the most protection. The Angel gives up 1 point of ECM protection. Goes from 3 to 2. And yes, you project your aura further from being up close, but your aura hits a lot of the targets you want to hit by being a slightly further back too. Will I play Frostpunk? Not today. I'm probably going to check out that expansion at some point, but I'm pretty into this game right now. Kind of loving this game. Maybe it's time to get the C3 Master off of the line breaker. All right, so where is this? I'm not sure. Pretty sure we have to move it forward 1 day, and then we have to put the mid-range back in. Okay. 1 day forward to 6. Okay, there's that. Mech Bay. All right, this was the refits to the Shadowhawk. Did we already strip the... I think we did. Wait, that's not the... Oh, Shadowhawk's not the one I was looking at. Refits to the Griffin. Okay. So we want to drop the... So this is running a Beagle probe. This thing's designed to be mid-range. Does it need better than a Beagle? So it was that, plus it was one of the gunnery pieces. Gunnery pieces was the B. So we need a half ton doing that. If we were to upgrade it, and the upgrade would be on the, it would be the Bloodhound stuff. So this gives really nice range is the issue. It's the best range we can give, which has got to be on the boats that need that, like the long range stuff. This is probably have to be on whatever we replace the old PPC guy with. Okay, so we won't worry about that going on here. That's gonna be assigned already. This guy's running Guardian ECM. It's Clan Guardian ECM though, which is still running 3 ECM field. So we're running that for weight then, I guess. Dude, Clan ECM's nice, man. Clan Guardian, that's sick. They don't though. They don't. It doesn't work that way as Antalis, right? No mech shares sensor information like that. They all have to get a sensor lock and get a sight lock to do anything. The slave aura just makes it easier. No, it doesn't. It just makes it easier to detect. That's all it does. Half ton where? We don't need it. So this is fine then. So the question is the Guardian being wasted here? I think not, right? This is pretty powerful. And we actually, this actually needs this. Oh, it's one slot still though. Alright. But sharing, it doesn't share visuals with Fog of War, right? So I've never understood that part. And Lady was, seemed to think that was self-explanatory from reading that, even when I asked about it. So I don't know what the fuck it means. So okay, but hold on, let's track this real quick. So our that is the Griffin, right? So that is the mid-range PPCs. That has a 3 ECM. No, it isn't. That's the Valkyrie. No, that's the Griffin. 3 ECCM. 3 ECM shield there. Okay. Where's our? Here's red button. Red button's running what? We're running the Beagle Pro, but we probably don't need it. That needs to be okay. We need to upgrade this to-do list. We've actually done quite a lot on our to-do list. I forgot I had that on the screen. All right, so retire the laser hunch, done. Snub nose brawler, done. Marauder build, not yet. Decide on them pilots for mechs. We haven't done yet, although we did hire pilots. We haven't built the large PPC, and we haven't defeated the Hangover. So probably on this list is assign distribute ECM and update. A sub goal of that has got to be update Valkyrie's probe. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this C3 thing, because I'm pretty sure this is not. So I don't know what this does exactly. The share sensor information, remove the fog of war around their vision when a lance mate moves. I don't know what that means. Ladies seem to think that was purely self-explanatory. But that doesn't mean anything to me. All units remove the fog of war when they move. That's their fucking sight range. But I don't know what this means. But she was clear that it does not. You do not get sensor strength. You don't get to share sensor locks or visuals. So if this guy locks something, if this guy sees he gets the sensor info, it doesn't matter if he's running the C3 slave. Nobody else gets that. That's specific to each mech. So you have to get each one capable of locking. But we can drop this Beagle probe on red button. This is not useful for us. We don't need this. All it's doing is countering ECM stealth by 2 for this mech too, right? Well, I mean that's okay. That still lets me punch stuff. I guess we actually do need that because we need the counter ECM shit. But is there anything else that counters ECM better? Like this one doesn't, right? No, that's just defensive shit for me. Although it does have an ECM 5 on it. But that only so. Does that counter ECM? Does ECCM counter stealth by 5? But it does do that. C3 slave generates an aura, and the aura makes it easier for your allies to spot. So any enemies in the aura of the C3 slave are easier for your allies to spot. That's how that's the mod's attempt to duplicate the sharing information stuff. But I don't know what I still have no idea what that third thing means. Share sensor information or remove the fog of war around their vision when a lance mate moves. I have no idea what that means. All right, so looking at our ECM stuff, anything else that needs to be on here? Angel's nice, but it's the range stuff. Guardian, UAV, Sensor Sentinel. This is the other one we were considering building in. So if we could transfer that to this mech, it weighs 3 tons. We'd only be dropping 2.5, so we would have to get a half ton if we did that here, which we may or may not wish to do. What does it do? Oh, we're also running the SLIC suite here. Yes, it's good. Piloting tactics here are fine. Piloting in particular is very useful here. Also gives sensor range for our allies. This is a good spot for him. So he's running the SLIC suite. This is the melee. Yeah. Do we want to run the sensor sentinel? What does it take? Sensors. It takes sensors. These sensors are pretty useless for us. They are providing 1 ECM. Although you can sensor check 2, which is okay as well. I guess it's 2. It's 2 jammer, not 1. It's better than I thought it was. But what does this do? Okay, if we run this, it would give us counter stealth by 4 is really nice because it's better than the Beagle probe counter because that only counters by 2. Increased lance sensor range in C3 aura 6%, 10% increased lance sight range. That's useful. Also runs, this is a nice upgrade if we could put this in here. If we could put the weight onto the melee mech as opposed to the other one, that would be great. Do we have another? So go to clan Endosteel would do it. No, that doesn't give us weight. All right, chat. How do we get a little bit of tonnage here? I don't want to downgrade another fucking jump jet. But if we pull these, transfer this to here. Oh, it pulled this. Oh, it just takes that off entirely. It actually gives us weight back because it strips that slot off. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually pretty nice there. Could downgrade the Guardian ECM here too. Just free this up for somebody else. So if we strip the Guardian ECM and throw on, that's Guardian ECM clan, and throw on Guardian ECM here. That negates that weight change. Alternatively, we could upgrade our jump jet too for range. Huh. Kind of like that change. So this is getting the aura out. This is okay on this guy too, since he tends to be back rank, which means that a lot of times he overlaps. Because this aura ideally overlaps with the back ranks. This should actually be very good on the Griffin. What does the Griffin have? I'm slowly going insane because it's so many like linked things. What does the Griffin have? Okay. Yeah, melee mech back rank often because of the way it moves. It waits till the end of the turn, so for the entire turn it sits with all my back rank stuff and then it moves aggressively forward. Yeah, making screenshots is not a bad idea, D. Seltman. Actually, it's a really good idea. I wonder if we want to do that. All right, let's move this forward 2 days. So 2 days is the this mech. 2 days is also the Argo upgrade, so it should stop us there anyways. Okay.
Upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
All right, let's take a quick look at engineering. So I think this upgrade is drops 5. And then this one, no, that one? Yeah. So these are 2 different ones. So we're up drop 6 here. And I believe mech control is also control 6. So we're up control 6, mech 6 right now. After this, it makes me think tech points might still be valuable. Although I think these have tech points built into them. So that would be drop 7. We've already done one of these. Have we not done the drop weight yet? No, we did 1 drop weight. So I think that means that we can now drop 6 at whatever weight we want. Yeah. So we have 6 at whatever weight we want. So do we go for tech points? We're at 30, so each of these is kind of slow incremental, but it still seems like our limiting factor when we are doing the hard stuff is still tech points. It's how long our mechs are in the bays. Reduction ones. Still pretty bad. This is 2 tech points. What do we need? What do we need improved power conduits for though? We haven't got to the 75 ton mech yet, Sphinx. We're not sure is the answer. I don't think I need this for anything. I think this is just 2 tech points. Upfront cost is pretty high. Takes a long time. This is maybe good for us. It keeps things busy. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna spend a lot of money on these mech refits, right? So presumably we're gonna be pretty broke. $392 and 176. This is the best one for us. We're gonna take this. We want I think we want repaired. We want mech tech points. So all right, we'll go for that. That's fine. We'll go back to here. Quick save. Okay. All right. So our mech has come out of the bay now. This is the Griffin. Griffin's running a Beagle probe and a Guardian ECM. And a sensor sniper. This might be the guy we want to run this on though. We actually eat a half ton doing that, unfortunately. Which we may not actually have. Could drop this AMS and run the other AMS. I hate how low this armor is on the front too. So this position, I'm just trying to think of the positioning on this. This would like to be overlapping all of our guys. Medium's okay with this. So we unfortunately do lose some sensor distance and sight distance doing this. So this was a 25% sight bonus, and it goes down to a 5% sight bonus. Maybe this is better on the Valkyrie, since we do care a little bit about range on this. Just trying to think of who gets the aura. If you think about like the positioning on the battlefield, we want everybody getting this aura, because the aura is pretty nice. And it triple auras. It has an aura that wants to affect enemies, and it has an aura, actually double aura, and an aura that wants to affect allies. I don't know how big the other one is. So 6% increased lance sensor range in the C3 aura. I think it's a 240 aura. shit, I don't know. We could put the clan ECM here. I don't think this goes on the laser boat. I think the laser boat's going to be really tight for weight. Fuck, it's so complicated. Oh man. And what's going on with our line breaker? So we could, for example, throw that into red button. That would be okay. Like, these things are pretty outdated. It would be nice to be running the heavier stuff here if we can do that. So running that here is fine. We don't need sensor sniper on this guy at all. And then swap out the ECMs. That seems pretty good. I think we do that. Hey, Galvia. That's the battle with the hangover. It's dead even right now. It might be slightly ahead still. Okay. We're the opponents. Yeah, it's a resilient bastard for sure. Okay, we're gonna just confirm that for sanity's sake. All right, that's 1 day, like that. Okay, let's quick save here. Okay. All right, so that frees up a bunch of stuff. For the Shadowhawk, which is the next build we're working on. Did we ever figure out the faction shore shit? You're asking a lot of kind of like tangential questions, Sphinx, which is like derailing me a little bit. No, it's not figured out. I guess I don't have to answer them, but kind of jumping around. Let's try to get the list done. So the Shadowhawk here needs to happen next, which is... I really, really want to see inside the line breaker though before that happens. That's 2 days. Can we waste 1 day? Maybe do a 1 day task on this thing. One day task here. Okay, just double checking we didn't have AMS ammo. Jump jet install? Yeah, that's all. Just got there at the same time you did Pen. Could do jump jet install. And possibly, are we gonna up the armor too? Like back armor? I like that it's all maxed armor besides that. Maybe the legs are too high. Maybe head install too. Could do that at the same time. Running the FCS energy, both gunneries. Clan cockpit, both gunneries. Forgot about this shit. Okay, the current guy runs that. This is a cockpit replacement. Okay. So now it's up to 2 days as well. Just want it at 1. We can get 1 component in like that. Alright, where's the FCS? Oh, it's already on there. FCS energy's already on there. We get 1 more then? Okay. We can run the other cockpit. That's fine. I don't know if... Man, I I don't know if we want that. Do we want a different cockpit? So the SLIC suite, piloting and tactics, not super useful here. Definitely want the gunnery support B. So it's still 1 day, and if I go to A, it's 1 more. Okay, so we'll pull the A off. Okay, so this is 1 day. Confirm. Great. Okay. That can get worked on. Head of the spider. Okay, so we can run this forward. If we go 2 days, these two finish. That gets bounced up. That gets bounced up. We're still working on something we don't want to work on yet. We can run it forward 1 day. Let's run it forward 1 day. Okay. There we go. All right. Alright, so close. So, back to the mech bay. We have another day of stuff right now. Trying to get this Shadowhawk in. 1 more day of Shadowhawk finessing. I think more headgear works for this. Okay, we are going to run the yes, LIC suite, but I don't think we run it on this guy. I think this is something we want in the back range with more people. Alright, so we want gunnery support A in. Whatever cockpit mod we're running. Which may or may not be something like this. I'm pretty sure we're gonna take the Clan XL on this. Brings it up to 2 days. God, that's such an expensive upgrade. For everything, time and everything else. It's a straight 2-day install. Okay. Slayer's Cage is not that nice though. Like having extra head is nice, I think, in the sense that it's whatever. It's certainly the added survivability is nice, but the cost is a cockpit mod. And the cockpit mods are really good. They're almost always at least 1, if not 2, direct stat points. So it's very expensive to do this. Anyways, so we want 1 day of timing in this. Nothing else sticks out as necessary. None of the like grouped E-War systems in there, so that should be okay. So it's probably then just the gunnery support. And then gunnery support A, gunnery support B is already in there. Probably gonna run the clan cockpit. Okay. We got the jump jets on. What else can we do for 1 day stuff? It will need some sort of close range anti-stealth gear. I don't think we want to run a C3 slave war on it. We already have 1 of those active. We don't need more than 1 of those active. So we're probably running some sort of ECM. I don't know which piece though. I'm not sure the Angel stays on or not. So we probably need something like this for piercing. Probably just has to have an Beagle probe on it, huh? Because that's still 1 day. Anything else we want to roll on this? This wants a gyro defense too. Like badly. Okay, that's 2 days. Can we get it down to 1? Yeah, we get it down to 1 with that. Any other module? Bump it up kind of thing? Is that where we're at right now? No, we can milk a little bit. I think this is fine. Alright, 1 day there. Grab the gyro defense on here, which I want. Okay.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright. Yeah, Tragic Booty. It was just related to the individual mech or individual slot. Okay, so that puts this here. Okay, 1 day then gets us clear on viewing all the mechs we're working on. Okay. All right. From there, that allows us to distribute the E-War stuff. Okay, day 3, done. All right, so now it's just the Marauder in there. All of our mechs are technically here, although a lot of them need work. We can now get into the line breaker, which we need to do. So line breaker is running that PPC. Which fucking breaks every mission. Granted, I use it really heavily. But I was kind of looking at whether or not the line breaker needs an update here. Like, is it... So a couple things scare me about the line breaker. A, it's running a Gyro XL and an Engine XL. And the Gyro XL is fine, but the Engine XL means it blows up if it ever loses one of its front points. Like Ursus. Do we want to stop making this quite as frontline as it is? I mean, these are both 270 optimals. The MRM presumably is worse than the streak that we just picked up, the clan streak. -1 accuracy, sure, but what is it? 50 damage, -1 accuracy. 50 damage, -1 accuracy, optimal 270. This is optimal 270, 48 damage, +1 accuracy, one evasion ignored. That's much better. Although it is streak, so streak is like, won't hit, right? So swapping those out would be nice. Although we have MRM ammo improved. Although it's active apparently. What else? That's 200 ammo. What is the streak ammo we have? We have LK and basic streak. I like LK ammo just fine. Chaff countermeasures have been whatever. C3 Master. It's pretty good too. Why are we running a tactics support here? Seems unnecessary. And what is going on in our spider's head? Okay, extended range sight is great. Did we pick up another LRM for it? I can't remember. No. Probably be good to send the last tactics thing in here. It's probably better. Unless we're hitting critical tactics numbers, which were what? So critical tactics numbers were called shot. Actually, called shot's actually a little bit relevant. Still not relevant in that mech though. The mech that it's in. should be screenshotting these, shouldn't I? All right. Let's start with the screenshot idea. This is our existing spider. All right, screenshots it is. Okay. The line breaker is this. Some of this is really old tech for us. Should probably repair that. Were we gonna mess with this? I'm not sure. I kind of wanted to replace the MRM. What was the weight difference? This was 3.2, and the weight on the MRM was... Oh, but that's a 10, and this is a 6. 3.2 is the same weight. Are we okay with that? I think we want the accuracy, right? And I'm not super excited about that PPC. It's okay. Like, it's a decent... Like, the range is kind of nice. It fits our optimal range kind of nice. I assume MRM ammo doesn't work with that. So... does this require the Artemis? Requires an Artemis 4, okay. So we're looking at LK then, or Streak SRM ammo. Do we have to run Streak ammo for Streak ammo? We do. Is that actually an upgrade then? Okay, so this is +1. So this was -1 accuracy, but the ammo gave it 2 and made it 40%, 50% more likely to be targeted. So overall 30% accuracy, 30% chance to be targeted. I guess this is reducing AMS. Okay, that's fine. How much ammo is in there? Only 100. And we had 200 there, but we used 3 times as much. No, twice as much. That's about the same. Okay. Instead of the late PPC, we could do something else. Maybe. This kind of fits what we're doing, though. I mean, it's a single 30-shot damage, which is okay. How we like the chaff countermeasures. We haven't liked them all that much. They're occasionally useful, but not often all that useful. And are we all right? I think Tactic Support B was coming out. Streak ignores evasion. Why does it ignore evasion? It says it ignores 1 evasion. Oh, it ignores 1 evasion. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that's good. Were there headgear we wanted to change? I don't think so. There is a gunnery, another gunnery support one, but I think no on this. This guy already gets the +2 out of the enhanced imaging thing, which is really nice. I hate the fact that the called shots shit is put together with I mean, that would be lovely to have in the long range guy. That's probably okay. Anything else we want on this? The question is whether or not the C3 Master belongs on this mech or not. I think it's okay to do it still. Those engine hardpoints scare me. I would love to make this an XL clan, but I just don't. I don't think it's worth the money to do that. Like doing this. $1 million for that, right? We're never gonna do that. So was this already 2 days, or did I just up that by 1? I think it was already 2 days, right? So this is probably what we're throwing in. Okay. Okay.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Oh, I forgot to screenshot it. Fuck me. Okay. And then it's the Shadowhawk needs to be working. This has to be teching. Okay, this is the big refit, the one we've been kind of moving or like dodging around a little bit. This is gonna be a heat bank. It's gonna be a exchanger. It's gonna be a large number of pulse lasers. We don't have anyone with Angel ECM yet. Did we end up going? So the line breakers got Guardian. And the red button one had something similar to running Guardian. Someone wanted to run the Angel. Maybe the mid-range here. Does it weigh the same? Weighs more, probably. 2.2. This is 1.51. We don't have a slot here. So it can't be the Griffin. But someone wants the Angel. Maybe the Shadowhawk then, if we're trying to get that in. Although I was really hoping to run something light on this guy. Does Angel also have built-in anti-stealth? No. Okay. So, oh, we already installed the gyro defense. Great. This is going to be Clan XL. Rip. Oh, it has Angel on it right now. Might be okay. We were going to put we have 3 heat sinks on, or 3 jump jets. Great. We want weapons. This is the pulse boat. Lasers here. Medium pulses. Let's go. Okay. Is that true, Xanthalis? I thought called shot didn't work with missiles or multi-shot weapons because of only the first shot got the called shot direction. Okay, the sensor upgrade needs to happen on this. And probably just something relatively basic is fine for that. This is fairly close range. I think just sensors powered are okay here. Or this one. Do we want the jammer bonus? Probably want the sniper on somebody else. Although cockpit, it's not a cockpit thing. This is a sensor thing. So between these two, close range. Do we care about sight range? We probably care about the jammer bonus though. Alright, we'll run sensor sniper then for jammer bonus. We're looking at weapons there. We were running 2 in there. So this was the discussion about, did we want the missile launcher on here? I think the answer is no. I don't want to mess around with missile ammo on this as well. So we're going to run the placeholder weapon systems, which was a light PPC and just a regular laser. All right, we've upgraded the engine XL. We got to do more heat stuff. We haven't put those on yet, so let's run our heat sinking. I think I'm keeping the angel on this guy. Kind of want a second angel on somewhere. What am I looking for? I'm looking for exchangers and banks. Okay. We gotta get some weight in here. This is gonna be our most close range. I don't really want to go minus structure, but we might have to. We'll see. Minus weapon heat on the armor is really interesting, although it is armor weight. So this will weigh 1.4 tons, but gives us the equivalent of 1.5 heat sinks and 10% heat generation. I think that's very valuable for us. Have to partial wing if I'm doing that, apparently. How are partial wings compared to double heat sinks in terms of their value? Double heat sinks is 6 for 1. And what's a wing? Is it considered engine refit? Four tons for 9. That's pretty bad heat efficiency for this chassis. If we built this, say we did. Like 7 tons overweight right now. Still 5 tons overweight, and we haven't addressed the heat issues. I don't think we can do that. Although, what is the heat issue? What is the heat right now for this? Generating 8 of these. 8 15s. So we're looking at, what, 120 off that? 120 heat with 5% up. And then 15, 25 down. So a minus 20 modifier on, what did I say, 140? 120. All right, so we're looking at 0.8 of 140 for 112 heat generated. What are we venting? We're doing 66 and 9. It's 50, 75, and another 3 is 78, and another 6 is 84, and 84. That is not heat efficient. Okay, so we probably can't do that. So we're maybe not doing this aluminum and partial wing. The partial wing weighs too much for us is what happens there. So let's try the alternate option, which is we build heat sinks into the torso. Double heat sinks. Okay. Or we up the engine size and get another internal, but it's very expensive. We don't really have the money right now. I think it needs at least 1 more, if not 2 more. Alright, I think that's roughly what we can... I don't know if we can fit this. So if we then run composite, and then run clan ferrofibrous, that's pretty close. Still doesn't have a beagle on it. It's 3 tons over. 3 tons is a lot here. There's like nothing that cuts easily. And I don't know what the heat's like here, but we should calculate. So 140 with, I think it's a 90 modifier. 5 extra from the energy, 15 reduced. Okay. So 90% of that, and then we're venting 1, 2, 3, 4 heat sinks on top of the 66. That's 24 is 90 is 93, 90, 99. That's actually probably a little bit better. So it was 0.9 times 140 venting 99. Now we're 126 now. That really, really hurts. This heat generation off these pulses is crazy. Is it possible we can't run 8 pulses? Isn't it 120? 90% of 140? Oh, it was 120. You're right. I'm sorry. 90% of 120 is 108 with 99 synced. We're still building up quite a lot there. And we're still overweight by 3 tons. And there's nothing that comes off this. So we got to do better with the tonnage still. Running the gyro defense, running the XL there, running the heat sinks here. This is a space but not a weight change. We'd have to go down in engine core, and I'm not willing to do that. I think this is already too slow, really. So what then? Where does weight come out? No, we're running gyro defense on this 100%. It's too... It's not good. We really need that. On this thing. Can't do this then. I really want all 8. No, Warlord subtracts 40 heat once, then gives you plus 10 heat every other turn. Heavy ferrofibrous? Isn't heavy ferrofibrous a weight? No, it is. Huh. I don't think we have 8 more spots. 3, 4, 5, but that is interesting. Anyway, we could get 8 slots back. Oh, no, there's no way we could do that. But how much weight is it, out of curiosity? 2.71. Would be nice. Exchanger plus bank is 0.9. Bank doesn't reduce heat. Oh, this was the one that we were considering. Was this the one we were considering potentially instead of installing the XL? You can't fit an XLC with this thing, right? Takes engine cooling, cooling system, engine part, engine shielding. I think it takes that spot. Yeah. Heavy Ferro's 12? I thought Heavy Ferro was 15. Definitely says 15. Drop 2 pulses. We're not dropping 2 pulses. I mean, we could potentially. I would consider dropping the non-arm weapons. I'm annoyed by it if I did that, but if we went that route, I mean, maybe we could try. Maybe we could dream the dream of the back sniper, which would be a jump jet oriented dream. Which would be back to this thing. Where the fuck did my partial wing system go there? And this dream was heat related, was part of the problem for this, right? This is also overweight by quite a bit. That's with these stripped too? Was this just like never remotely close? Can't run that if I'm running that. Oh man. Six pulses is too much for a medium chassis. We'll see about that. I do like the jump behind him kind of thing. Today's going to be a big day for the rebuilding, Duck. We took a lot of damage, and we have new mechs coming up from yesterday. So the end result is we end up retiring 2 of our tried and true mechs that we've been running, and we have a bunch of upgrades to do, and they're quite nitpicky in terms of the amount of decisions we have to make going into them. So it's going to be a while before we get onto the battlefield, which is fine. Yesterday was a lot of battlefield. Today is a little bit more mech bay. I don't have Patchwork Materials 3. I've got one Patchwork Materials 1 available. There's no more engine weight saving we can do. I don't think there's any other way I can get weight. I don't know that I can do this as a jump jet thing. So it feels like using this makes some sense. Maybe, but maybe it doesn't. Like maybe we just don't need that much jump distance range. I mean, I get a lot. If I can get the heat sinking done without these, I can do something like this. Because this gives me a lot of weight back with the heavy ferro. And maybe the composite with heavy ferro. And then we get jumps back. He's got to. The issue is, do we A, have this space for the heat sinks, and B, do we have. I guess this is the build we should check then. So let's throw on some doubles. Let's throw on some rockets. Who doesn't love a good rocket? Let's throw on some jump jets. I don't know about jump jet 5, but maybe. We're out of space immediately with this. Fucking hate we're not using those weapon mounts. Where does it say -%? Oh, it's armor weight. Okay. I doubt this is heat stable, but we should check. All right, running 6 pulse at 15 each. So what is that? 30 and 90. It's 30 and 60 rather for 90. So it's 90 heat, venting 66. And well, it's 90 heat minus 15%. So but no, it's 0.9 times 90 for 81 heat, generating 66. One double heat sinks is 12, bringing that up to 78, and then another 3 is 81, and another 6 is 87. We're actually heat neutral right now. This is 5 jump jets, heat neutral, running the gyro defense. It's only running 6 medium pulse, but that's still a damage upgrade over the Hunchback. It's fairly heavily armored, maybe even too heavily armored on the legs. We have the slots for heavy ferrofibrous. It's interesting. And then 2 slots left. This needs an AMS. That's what this needs. We have an AMS. We have that laser AMS. This counts as a weapon. What does it count as? One of these? On the fucking arm, of course. That's scary as shit. Weighs quite a bit, too. 1.5 weight. Room for another DHS if you don't use heavy ferro. Another DHS. Oh, double heatsink. It's running heat neutral right now. You like light PPC and 4 pulses? I would like to save the... I don't think so. I don't like the light PPC all that much. If I'm in pulse range, I'm in pulse range. Let's not pay for a weapon. Let's not pay something else, slots, weight, or heat for a weapon that has a better optimal when I have to be in this optimal already. I'm not sure we want this many jumps or not. Do I need the hands? Can you strip hands? Is that just a thing you can do? No. I also wanted a little bit more back armor, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. Is this the compromise here? So this gets me the double rockets, which I'm pleased about. Gets me 5 jump jets for non-trivial jump range. This gets me both an Angel ECM and a Beagle probe, so we can lock shit. Although, were these redundant? Did the Angel probe give me like 4 sensor? Or was that something else? Something else. We get the gyro defense on it for movement. We end up using our composite pretty early, which is fine. And we're using the heavy ferro, which is nice. Although this does make cost to repair armor, cost and time to repair armor go up. I need to do the heat math again. Movement is 6 and 10. We're really relying on the jump jets to get behind people. But we were running a fuck ton of accuracy mods, right? Like literally like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sensor sniper is where we want to be for that. It's a little light on the... I don't like how light armor it is versus the shit we've just seen roll out versus us, but I don't know if I can do anything about that. I don't have bigger mechs. We got the laser AMS on it. This is not the integrated laser. So this is not going to... It's not perfect, but let's take a look at the heat one more time realistically and see what we can do. I mean, the heat bank lets us fudge heat a little bit because it gives us quite a bit of extra heat before shit happens. Is there anything I can move to this torso? And we should rebuild this because inevitably when you take things off and put them back on, it adds time. And I think we can get this under 11 days. But this looks pretty good. Probably should spread these out a little bit more, for example, just to keep those roughly spaced. I don't mind putting something else in there. The Angel ECM is pretty nice there, though. It's valuable. Don't have a lot of them. Although, so are heat banks. I don't know if I can put one in there. All right, let's do the heat math. So we're running 6 pulses at 15. That's 90 heat. We have a 5% positive modifier, 5% more heat on the FCS energy, and we have 15% less heat on the heat bank, and then 5% less heat from piloting. So a modifier of 0.85. So 0.85 times 90 is 76 heat from weapons every round. Jump jet heat, we don't know really. I don't think it tells us ever exactly. I think it's somewhere over here. I think jump jet heat, they say average 10. Maybe we buy that. What are we actually venting for heat? This runs 66 plus 2 double heat sinks for 78 plus another one there, 78 and 6 is 84 plus another 3 is 87. So we can have an average jump jet move and fire all of our weapons every single turn and break heat even. If it's a long jump jet, it's a little bit more. But mostly we're using jump jets to get behind people. Otherwise we're moving, because we don't want the jump jet accuracy penalty. That's a nasty malice. And then we have the double rockets, which don't provide shit for heat and are only used once. Oh, and the laser AMS. How much heat does the laser AMS generate? 6 when it's not overloaded. Generates a lot when it's overloaded. The overload is much better than non-overload. Maybe this is not the boat for the laser AMS, because it generates a fuck ton of heat when it's overloaded, and I would like to be able to do that. But this thing has no ammo to explode, although. So we can actually push. This is one of the, because it doesn't run mixed weapon systems, we can push it over its heat overloads, and actually it's a good one to do it on with the bank, since we have higher overloads. I think this is okay. And we need a new frontline heavy assault. And this is this an upgrade from the Hunchback? I think no, because we lost the stealth. But with the stealth gone, we don't have any options about that. I think this is better than we would build rebuilding the Hunchback. I think. There are some small sanity things I should do. I should put all the valuable modules on one side. Alright, so we're going to do this. So we need to rebuild this, but this is what we're doing. I guess we'll click a quick print screen of this in case we forget. Alright, the 115 armor. So let's back out and do that. I'm pleased with that, and that's the last piece that we really have to get done now before we can move time forward and get going. Alright. So that was heavy ferrofibrous. That was composite. That was 5 jump jets. That was the gyro defense, the XL engine. That was 6 pulse. If I skip the rockets, could I upgrade to a 300 engine core? Yes. Is there a reason why I want to do that? How much faster does it make us? So we're at, I think it gives us 1 movement, right? So we're at 10.6. Goes to 11.6. We don't even gain 1 on our basic move. Does not seem worth it to me. Okay. All right, equipment wise, we were running. Yeah, I agree, Sphinx. Running a Beagle probe. Got the Angel ECM. I kind of want to move the Angel ECM. Sensors are not fixed. Actually, a couple of the headpieces, just the sensors. This was sensor sniper. Heat sinks and exchangers. So we are running exchanger plus, heat bank plus, repairing that. Armor was down to 115. We had 1 here. And we were running heat sinks. I think there were 2. Oh, I'll have to reinstall the engine core after doing that. That's annoying. All right, we'll restart that real quick. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at the copy paste. This is gonna be easier with the copy paste up, so let me just do that. All right, file new. Edit, paste. All right, rectangle select. Okay. Crop to selection, maximize. There we go. All right, so. We want the Engine XL clan. We want the heavy ferro and composite. We want 2 medium pulse. We want the SRMs. It's not ammo. All right, we want the heat bank. And we want the exchanger. We want to move the Angel ECM. We want to install Beagle. Okay. Runs double heat sinks. Are these? Oh, it's single heat sinks. Double heat sinks. Okay. And I think that's it. No, we're missing slots. Oh, I had the laser AMS. Which we want on that side. And we're still missing something. Weight moves down to 115. We need to upgrade the sensors. And then I'll do a quick pass over. Okay. Engine, Beagle, heat bank, exchanger, rockets, jump jets. We're part of this. I think that was where we were at. Ended up exactly 11 days already. Although this is, oh, and somehow this is more expensive than the other one too. It costs literally $800 more. I don't know where. So much for saving time. All right, but that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Any last thoughts, chat, before I sign off on this? $1.26 million to get this fucker back online, or to get this thing online. All right, confirm. Bam. That's a big build too. All right. Shit. I didn't fucking screenshot it. It's the same. I guess I did. I screenshotted the other version, which is fine, I guess. All right. So Griffin is ready. Giant Spider's ready. Red Button's ready. We're 2 days off of the line breaker. That's 4 mechs we have available. The 5th is the Shadowhawk, which is building. The 6th is the Marauder, but it's not there. Do we need to build the Centurion or rebuild one of the Hunchbacks? I mean, we could look at the Centurion. I think we are looking at the Centurion as potentially using autocannons, which would be a weapon system we don't have. Like, the problem with rebuilding the Hunchback is it's just going to be an inferior Shadowhawk right now, right? It's not going to have pulses, and it's not going to have arm-mounted lasers. So what weapons could we put on? Like, what weapons are we not using right now? We're not using autocannons. We maybe could get a mid-range autocannon boat or a long-range one. We could mess around with that, or we could try a close-range one with the the AC-20s. Other than that, for powerful weapons, we have some Clan Large. We have a couple large pulse, large laser kind of things that we might be able to do. A couple ER large lasers. We can sell. We're plenty to drop. We have some heavy PPC, long-range PPCs, which we're actually really going to miss having long-range PPCs. I'm kind of surprised we only have 3 long-range PPCs. I thought we had 4. Yeah, don't worry about 0 slots on the Centurion. We have 3 other chassis, 2 of which are major laser chassis. I'm just looking through. I feel like the next mech we want to build is based on what we have available for weapons. Like, we still also want to, if we ever get this ability to do this, we still want to build one of these heat mechs. So we have a lot of these. I don't think we have anyone capable of using lots of short-range missile mounts, though. Just 2 bags. We got 1 billion. Like little shitty missile mounts. Now we have the MRM available too. But okay, we have these Thunderbolts we wouldn't mind using, although I think we're short on ammo for them. And that leaves about it. So really what we have is autocannons. That's basically the only weapon system we're not using right now. So we should probably use fucking autocannons. I have an Omni. I have an Omni Firestarter. We're like 3/5 of the way to a second Omni Firestarter too. Maybe we end. I don't know if it's heavy enough to be using SRMs, right? It's just gonna get the shit kicked out of it in like, close combat. All right. So the question is, what can we do with this? We have an autocannon mount on the arm. I think the dream on this was the mid-range autocannon, right? Which was the 270 build. The 240 optimal build. It looks something like this. I think we're short ammo on it right now, right? So, I mean, we could start this building. It would be good to have that building. Looks like that. No, but we don't want to build a shitty laser boat. So let's start bringing this thing up to speed. All right. This is another mid-range brawler. We have those ER PPCs. I think the catapult's gonna end up being not the catapult. The or the fuck our new mech is called is gonna end up being a PPC boat, which sucks. I got ammo for what? This thing? I don't think I have ammo for this. Did I buy ammo? No. No, I don't. I don't have LBX ammo. But we should get this thing going if we're going to use it. Eventually. So this should be interesting to build. It's going to be different, right? So, all right, let's start with some of the stuff that needs to happen to it. It's another mid-range one. It's going to want one of these, probably this one. Maybe that one. I do have ammo for Ultra, but the problem with the Ultra is it doesn't have the fucking range. So the Ultra is a 180 optimal as opposed to a 240. So this is two. You have to be 2 tiles closer to use that. And I only have the 1 that runs off those, right? I mean, and then the last thing is this thing doesn't have double arm mounts. So if okay, so we can think about that for a second, right? So, okay. It will be closer, which is bad. It's going to be heavier, if I remember correctly. Like, this is 16, so it would be these two. No, not, which one is it? It's not this one. This is the better one, right? It's this one, right? So it's these two. These two have the same optimal at 180. So it looks something like that. I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of fucking damage, and it still couldn't be fired every round. I have ammo for both of these, is the nice thing. I do hate that this is going on the torso, but we can maybe live with that if we can make this work. The fact we have ammo is definitely a selling point for this. Although this is getting really close on a mech that's going to have almost no armor and is super fucking fragile. And I doubt we can support this, honestly, when we start putting things in. Like, we don't have an engine core in here right now, right? So, like, what happens when we put an engine in? I mean, we're only 20 tons overweight. Should be fine. And what was the difference in weight between these? This is 14 and 16, so that's 30 weight. What were the other weapons if we were going to run the ACs? This was 12 and 10, right? So that's 22 as opposed to 30 weight. There's no fucking way we're going to get these in. So I think we do it the other way around, right? Which is we build it to... we build the dream, and then we get the ammo. I mean, the other option, this is the other thing I wanted to explore, is, where did all my weapons go? Game, give me my weapons back. I think we had to reload last time this bug happened. Fuck that. Well, that's the other option that I'm about to talk about right now. Xanthalis is looking at a medium or long range autocannon for the Centurion, which might be more, it's less exciting to me, but it might be more practical. We're gonna have a look at the builds on that. So we need to compare the AC-20 builds to the mid-range or mid to long range AC builds is what we need to do next. Did that give me a save notification? Anyone notice? I mean, we definitely fucking saved it, right? I don't think machine guns and and SRMs make any sense together. Machine guns are like insanely close, but SRMs are, well, maybe they're close enough. All right. I don't like the RAC-5 in theory. It feels like I don't know. I don't want to do a lot of small shots on a target from the front. That seems like not how I kill mechs, right? How I kill mechs seems to be a lot of small shots from the back or from the side where we have a part we're focusing down seems fine. There's less targets it can go to. It's going to do more vital damage, etc. Or big piercing shots from the front seem okay. So the combination of lots of little shots from the front, which is what happens with a medium or long range guy, seems insanely dumb. To me, anyways. It doesn't, because think about how you win, right? The enemy, the AI is worse at piloting than you and has a million more fucking tons of mech on the field. So you got to kill him pretty quick and you got to kill him efficiently. If you're just sitting there like gnawing away at like the tonnage in front of you, you're going to lose. But we'll see. We're going to compare those builds. It's the last build we need to compare before we can run time forward. And then we need to build the, afterwards we'll need to build the catapult or whatever it's called. It's not a catapult. I keep calling it that. It's a... It's got Marauder. Marauder? That might be right. Marauder. And we should check the store and see if they have an ERPPC here. Because we would like a 4th. If you puncture armor, the RACs can really overcrit the target by focusing on the structure. Huh. I mean, I would, and the other thing is, I mean, A, I'd like to use our fancy weapon systems that we have sitting around, and B, I would like to use weapon systems I've never used, like RACs, to see how good they are. So I don't hate the idea of building that. It just, from the theory perspective, seems to me to be probably worse, although we don't know that yet. All right, so let's look at what we have available for long range. Literally just the 2 light rotaries. Recoil of 3, so it's going to be difficult to fire that every round. No, it won't. We can get it down to recoil 2, so we can fire that every round. Select fire of 1 to 6 shots with increased heat, recoil, and jam chance at higher fire rates. What are the cutoffs for that? So it starts at, I don't know what that goes up to. How much do these fuckers weigh? 10. These are heavy. Okay. So only 1 gets to go on our arm, which always feels really bad. I mean, I kind of want to, even before we do that, I kind of want to, I don't know. I guess the engine size part is based on that. But all right, so let's say, do we have rotary, light rotary ammo? I think we do. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Light rotary AC5. Is that a different category game? Nah, chat, your dream is dead. I'm sorry. Rip your dream. Okay. All right. Let's double check on the PPCs. ER, medium laser. Shit ton of engine cores. LBX5 is not what we need. We need rotary. That is double size ammo bin for rotary AC. Do I need this? Do we need this? Yeah, I know, Sphinx. We don't want cluster ammo for those. I mean, maybe we do. I don't know. The idea of cluster ammo is really unappealing to me, but it might be something we start with. It also wasn't very many rounds, right? So like the LBX-20 cluster. The problem is we have to shoot them from more than 130, which is okay, I guess. Thank you, Kerasi, for the sub. Welcome. It's not 10, it's 5, I believe. There's only 1 here. Oh, I appreciate that. See, this is fairly unexciting to me. Maybe the other thing is I'm a little worried we're never going to use this mech. Like, it's light. It's a 50 tonner when we're starting to see 70s show up in the field, and it's going to be expensive to refit. I don't know. I don't know. So if we're going to do it, I want to see the build that can come out of it. And the only build that makes any sense to me on it so far, and we can't get rotary ammo right now. We don't have the LBX ammo, but pretend we do have the LBX ammo because we can run the cluster munitions for now. And then if we're running something like that, it looks like this, right? Okay. Ice in my whiskey. Goddamn right, ice in my whiskey, man. It's nice. I like just a little tiny bit of cutting the edge on harsher whiskeys like Knob. So just a little bit of ice in there is nice for the overall enjoyment of the drink. So presumably we run ballistic accuracy. I have a light Gauss. What was the range on that fucking thing? We should look at this. I haven't looked at this thing yet. This is a light Gauss rifle, 12 tons, 4 slots. Optimal of 420. That's interesting. What else shoots at about 420 range? These are actually the light rotaries are around that range. Large lasers. Don't think this thing can handle large lasers in terms of heat and the rest of it. It's outside of SRM range. Thunderbolts are probably right around there. It's actually longer than Thunderbolt range too. So really if we're gonna build Gauss, then we gotta build Gauss with more Gauss because nothing else fucking shoots at that range. Maybe the large lasers. That's ER large is about 450. Large pulse is about 300. And I think regular PPCs maybe just regular. I don't have a regular PPC. I've got 3 extended range and a heavy and a light and a snub nose. I wonder if regular PPC is around there. Okay. There is still a melee mech javelin. Yep. Today we are dealing with the repercussions of yesterday's really intense final mission. So we are rebuilding our fleet and rearming. Yet I'm not so worried about this. I was just wondering what if I were to match weapon systems, what that was going to be. Okay, so this guy we have to armor him up. There's just fucking no way that he can run around with this type of armor. He is supposed to be a medium range guy here, but I mean it's not that medium, is it? Those have got to go up to at least 10, like at least 100, maybe 105. I don't like how thin this guy's fucking armor is at this stage in the game, really. But say we ran something like this. Okay. We got to get the engine in there. The engine's going to weigh a lot relative to what's happening. It probably needs to be something like a 250 or 260, 250, 275. I'm not sure. What's the minimum I can do for internal? It has to have... I can't remember for the cooling to get it to DHS. Did we ever switch the fucking other? Yeah, it's okay. Double heat sink. Okay. Is it a 250? 275? 250? There is a way to tell. I have to like mouse over it or something. It's not on this part though. It's on the other part when you have it equipped. So if I drag a 250 in, it should tell me here, right? Free. I think it's a 250. Then I can, if I wanted to, double heat sink this. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's a 250. But we're 10 tons over with that. I don't think you can get 10 tons back. I mean, we can take a look. So we'll make it lighter. Lighter is ferrofibrous. Lighter is endosteel. Lighter is XLs. Okay, we're still in business. There's no jump jets on this and no heat sinking yet. No ammo on it yet either. And no case system. We can expand a gyro to get weight. Although, I'm not sure we want to do that. Do you generate instability on your own guys when you fire with autocannons? Doesn't look like you do. But this is still too heavy, and this has no E-war at all. So it can't see to shoot, and it can't protect itself with E-war or its allies. It doesn't have jump jets yet. It doesn't have ammo yet, and it doesn't have... well, that's actually the big ones right there. This is too light. We can't do this. It's not going to be able to carry both autocannons at AC-20 size, I don't think. I just don't think there's enough weight on this. We can't do Ultra AC. Stop asking for that, right? Because that just doesn't work. And this thing, now we could, now, I hear you, well, maybe I jumped down their throat too quickly with that. The idea of the AC-20 Brawler at this range doesn't work for this size boat. We need a bigger boat. Now, we could potentially use something else like SRMs and Ultra AC, but the Ultra AC isn't in range, right? So that just doesn't work. So, okay, we can knock that off our stuff. So what other weapons do we have to use? The Ultra AC is a shorter range one, like 180 is really close. We've got only one of them, but you're right. Maybe that with SRMs would work if we want to do a different type of thing than we were building. Yeah. No, I jumped down your throat a little too quick on that, Sphinx. I thought you were suggesting for the mech we were on. Didn't read the full comment. So if we go for something else with this, I don't want a 50-ton mech being close range, particularly with no defensive capabilities whatsoever. I kind of am more interested in maybe doing something like the Gauss. We have no Gauss ammo, so we can't do, or we have Gauss ammo. We have Gauss ammo, but we can't do, we don't have the other one. So what else could we do at this range? There was nothing, right? It was just basically this and the PPCs, which we can't fit on this. Okay, so round and round, so back to a close range. I'm not sure I want this as a close range. All right, if we do it as a close range, which is fair, it's a fair question. What does it look like? We've got 2 non-arm mounted missile systems, barf. And we've got a weapon that wants to be at 180. We can only run one of them. Why 180 then? I think it wants to fire every round, so it's probably not even the Ultra. It's probably the AC Fed. I mean, this is a nasty little bit of burst, though. And we have UAC-20 ammo or no? Yeah, we actually do have UAC-20 ammo. Which is an exciting fucking development in our life. Do you have enough mechs as the Centurion needed right now? We do need. We retired the Hunchbacks. Because we retired 2 Hunchbacks, we really do need another mech. Yeah, we'll see about whether or not we can afford it. But let's look at the build. Let's see if there's something worth building here before we decide whether or not we want to spend money building it. And where we'll get the money from if we do. So if we're going to be fucking super insanely close anyways, 180 and 210 are pretty damn close. Throw on some streaks. Oh, that's not, it's the wrong torso. Okay. Are there any baby autocannons that can fit in here? No. We'll think about whether or not we can fit that. So let's start just... Alright. Start figuring out what we're going to run. Actually a little low on double heat sinks too. Do an engine XL here. Can't run this sweet headgear anymore. We've got armor primitive. Does it weigh more too? No. Bunch of primitive shit up there too. So what does the Ultra AC ammo weigh? How many shots? 5 shots? Do we want more than 5 shots? Yeah, we want more than 5 shots. We probably want 2 of these. And that will kill us if that explodes, so we definitely need a case with that. We need some E-War as well. And it's pretty close range. I don't have another probe that I want to give it, which kind of sucks, because I don't want to run that probe on it. I'm just trying to get a rough sense if the weight makes any sense here. So this is pretty fucked at the moment. But let's say we ran... Actually, would really like a gyro defense if it's running close, but let's say it's not. Let's say we give it the weight. I don't think this fits either. This is pre-SRM ammo. These are 3 tons each. If we don't run these and we run like nothing, it could be a single AC, Ultra AC-20. Probably. This is no jump jets, medium E-War, light armor. And it still has to be fucking dirt pretty close. Oh, we haven't done the Pharaoh and the Endo. Good call. Alright, we'll look at Pharaoh and Endo. That did give us a fair amount of weight to play with there. 6 slots still. How's the heat off an Ultra AC? Doesn't like heat at all, right? So you don't even necessarily have to do a heatsink conversion. Although the heatsink conversions are not very expensive, don't take much time, and are twice as efficient for base heat venting. Like, we probably are going to, even if we don't really need to. There's a million of them too. Alright, so let's start putting the rest of the stuff in here. That would be jump jets. It does not want to jump with something like this, I don't think. It has to be so close though. And this is something that's really nice to shoot in the back. Maybe it does want to jump. Has its E-War. We'd have to mess with the head slots some. We're a little low on space, but this is armor tons, I guess. This thing looks like it's gonna fucking explode. The pilot of this must be prepared to blow up, because that's what you're gonna fucking do. This guy's fragile too. That kind of works. This needs to be a Beagle, not a Bloodhound probe. We have some one-shot rockets, sure, but we're a little light on weight right now. So this is, and does it only shoot every other turn too? 4 recoil. We can get that down to 3. We can suppress 1 of the 3, 2 of the 3. Still going up 1. We'd be shooting on recoil 1, which is a little bit limited accuracy. What does this weigh? This weighs 16. Is there a different AC we could use? Is the AC federated better? Still the dirt close, way too close range. Yeah, we'll get the head components. Don't worry about that. That doesn't impact, the head components don't impact weight. I don't think. I think they're all the same weight. No, this actually does impact weight. That's like, these are 2-ton components. Jesus Christ. All right, I guess I was ignoring that because I didn't think it mattered for our theory crafting of whether or not it would work. But all right. So ballistic accuracy and recoil. Thank you, Mora. Hey. Also, we have pilots, Mora, so I will add you to the list. I will get you in as a pilot. Not that we do piloting, because piloting would require launching. But you get the rough idea. This thing definitely wants a breaching shot, and probably wants not to steal my better breaching shot. So it probably wants +1 recoil breaching shot. Oh, does that take... Oh, that's the stupid FCS one. Shit, that's the same one. We'll think about it. Primitive cockpit becomes just regular cockpit. And sensor primitive becomes sensor powered. And... Alright, that actually gave us 2 tons back. Stupid. So we can up the armor again, which we absolutely want to do, particularly back armor here. It isn't really risking very many good components on this at all. No, it doesn't need Clan Guardian ECM. We just run regular ECM. We don't have more Guardian ECM? Alright, so it runs Angel ECM then. Fine. That's a ton. Could give it... We don't have any... We have no more spaces left. Although if we wanted to, we could run Clan Endosteel or Clan Ferrofibrous. And then we could put in a couple more pieces of something. This... I'd really like to downgrade this. I don't want this component being used here to the point that I'm not gonna... I'm just not gonna install it. Maybe we run the... something like this as a placeholder for it, short term. Because it's 1.5 for the Beagle, right? So we run that, leave 0.25 floating around. That spacing's proper too. It doesn't have an AMS, it can't fit an AMS. We could give it another fucking... We could give it a disposable rocket here. Rocket 10. 0.25, perfect fit. Alright, we're a little light on armor still. I think I need more ammo. I don't know if I can get more ammo. This is 10 shots, we're using 2 a round. It's 5 rounds of ammo. It is very, very light for ammo. Very, very light. Do I have more AC-20 ammo? Was there more for sale? Do you guys remember about the Ultra AC ammo? UACs can toggle between 2 or 1-shot mode. Most of you wanting to do one-shot mode, 2-shot mode rather. I mean, that looks palatable. Duck, I can't. Are you? Is that a complaint, or are you commenting that it's amusing to you that some people find this engaging, or are you saying that it can't be engaging to anybody? I can't quite understand what you're saying from that. All right. So let's grab this. Plug it into Paint for our screenshot, and then we'll go check if there's more ammo. We have to rebuild anyway, so it's fine. And then I think this is the last mech upgrade we do before we do a couple missions again. All right. Oh, oh, okay, so it was a commentary. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting though, but this is strategy gaming, right? Like I find this engaging too. I'm sitting here with you guys as well, being engaged by the menu system, even though we're not technically piloting because we're planning. This is like an extended planning session for us. I'm with you, man. It is kind of, you like reflect on it, it's kind of amusing, but if you keep reflecting and step another step back, like what are you doing for entertainment? You know, 300 of us are sitting here together playing a game together over the internet. On some level, we're just staring at screens with pretty pixels on them. I mean, it just depends what level of abstraction, right? I don't know. I think it makes perfect sense in some level. But it depends on which level of analysis you're looking at it in. All right. So we were looking for ammo for something. The LBX is cluster ammo. That's the shotgun ones, which we don't have. RAC-20 we don't have access to yet, I don't think. Or is this the one? Rotary autocannon. I don't think we have a rotary autocannon. It's UAC. It's only UAC-2 there, right? Okay. So we cannot get more ammo for that. So if we run around on that, it's going to be a 10 ammo dude for a little bit, which we can live with. Is it worth getting that process rolling Probably. We're not using that autocannon, and that's not one of the ones we're planning on using. The only time that might be different is if we end up putting autocannons on the new mech we got. There was a half ammo slot thing?